and wait till it comes on. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to look at one other thing right quick. Okay. All right, so we got 12 in the class, and that's good. I think we only missing like 2 people, so that's good. Question number 1, 5.3, number 9, 5.315, number 9. And let's see what kind of question it is. A test to determine whether a certain antibody is present is 99.3% effective. This means that the test will accurately come back negative if the antibody is not present in the test subject 99.3% of the time. The probability of a test coming back positive when the antibody is not present is false. Is a false positive, 0.007. Suppose the test is given to 6 randomly selected who do not have the antibody. What is the probability that the test comes back negative for all 6 people? Well, there's 6 people. This is the multiplicative law, so you're going to be raising it to the 6th power. What is the probability that the test come back positive for at least one of the 6 people? Well, I'm going to go over here and we're going to go to because they probably already have this in a table. I don't think you need a table, but we're going to do this over here and I'm going to go through it with you. And they're going to have it raised. This one's going to be raised to the 8th power. Or it's going to be, there you go. All right. And they're going to take 0.996 and you would take 0.993 and raise it to the 6th power. That 6 right there tells you 6 right there. So somebody take your handy dandy calculator and take 0.993 and raise it to the 6th power. And that's 0.95872811759. So I'm going to take it to 4 digits, 0.9587. So 0.9587, and let me get out of here. That's it, 0.9587, right there. Remember me telling you, when you're doing the multiplicative law, whatever they're asking, that means that you're going to raise it to that power. They're asking for 6 people, you're going to raise it to the 6th power. Well, how do you know whether it's with or without replacement? What I tell you, after you get to big numbers, and they've already got 99.9, they've already got the probability set. All you got to do is just raise that to the 6th power. This is not a test question because it's too wordy. It's got too much stuff in it. Okay. Now, what is the probability that at least one? Well, this is at least means greater than or equal to. Y'all know that from pre-algebra. Okay, greater than or equal to at least one. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means you have to do, I would do 0 probability and then subtract that from 1. Now that's what I would do because I don't want to have to do all this. So I would find the probability of 0 and then take it away from 1. And that's probably what they're going to do. Yeah, see 0. And there it is, 1 minus the probability of 0. And they give you, let's see, 1 minus 0 positive, 1 minus the 0.9587 probably. So 1 minus 0.9587, 1 minus 0.9587, and that will be 0.0413. 0.0413 should be your answer. 0.0413. And my number locks is not on. Oh man, 0.0413. And that's it. So with this problem, you want to raise this 0.993 to whatever power you got. That'd be to the 6th power. I can't highlight it for some reason. To the 6th power. And then subtract that from 1. And that would be the probability of at least 1, which would be 0. Okay, 1 minus 0. So that's what you're getting right there. Now, could they have written that problem a whole lot better? Yes. They could have written that problem a whole lot better, but it's too wordy. All right, so that's that one. 5.5, 71/20. 5.5, 71/20.
New Facebook comment.
A certain organization recommends the use of passwords with the following format. Letter, letter, vowel, letter, vowel, letter. I meant constant. I'm sorry, consonant. Consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. Number. And assume that repeats are allowed, complete parts A through B. Okay, now this says, I don't know what prename, I don't know what that means. For example, okay, they gave you an example of a password. So a number, so remember, how many consonants are they? Well, we got to subtract the vowels. So here we go. You got A, E, I, O, U. Now they didn't say anything about sometimes Y. So we're going to do A, E, I, O, U. And A, E, I, O, U, that's 5. 5 from 26 is 21. So there's 21 consonants. And 5 vowels. And then 10 numbers. Now remember what I told you, when you do the license plate or the alarm code, you do however many spots is the exponent. So how many spots do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 consonants. So that's going to be 21 to the 4th power. And how many vowels do we have? We have 2 vowels. So that's going to be 5 to the 2nd. And then we just have 1 number. So that would be 10 to the 1st. Okay, I don't know. Do y'all remember me going over the license plate? Did I go over the license plate in here? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, same type problem, should be. All right, take our handy dandy calculator, which I got to find it. There it is. And that's going to be 21 to the 4th. So 21 to the 4th times 5 to the 2nd. I hate this calculator sometimes. Delete, delete, delete. And it deletes. It deletes when it wants to. If it wants to delete before, it deletes before. If it wants to delete after, you just have to times 5 to the second times 10 to the first. And I get 48,620,250. Now it said, let's see, let's simplify your answer. 48,620,250. And that's it. Now that's a test question because one, I told you about the alarm and the license plate. Okay, we went over that one. So that's pretty straightforward too. Okay, how many passwords are possible if they are case sensitive? Okay, now the only thing that case sensitive affects is the consonants. Okay, so that means that the consonants, and I want to see if they're using factorial, because if they're using factorial, then let me see if they're using factorial, because there's a different way to do it. Let's see, if they're case sensitive, passwords are case sensitive, so there's 2 times 21, so you would change the 2 times, you would change the 21 to 42. That's the only difference. So let's see. I'm just looking to see if there's the only thing different is the only thing different. Let me go back here. The only thing different is these two guys. This guy's a constant, and I'm keep wanting to say constant because I'm a math teacher, not an English teacher. Consonant, okay? And this is a vowel. So instead of 21, you've got 42 that you can actually use. Okay, so that would be 42. I'm going to do this in green. I did get some new markers. I got new black markers and I got new neon markers. It's easier when I order them from, there's cheaper when I order from Amazon. All right, so instead of 48, instead of 21, that's going to be 42 to the 4th power times 10 to the 2nd power times 10 to the 1st power. So you're talking even a bigger A number. So take your handy dandy calculator. 42 to the 4th power times, technically you can do 10 to the 3rd power, but I'm going to do 10 to the 2nd power, 10 to the 2nd power, I don't believe I'm going to make it through these 3 questions, times 10 to the 1st power. And that's either going to be a bigger number. So that's going to take it up to 3 billion, no, let's see, 3 billion 111,696,000. So 3,111,696,000. So let's go back to the question. And they have, and see, that's why I was saying you could do 420 factorial, but I don't know if they're, let's see, which one of these is going to equal that number. So I would say probably 420 million. I don't know if that one would, nope. So whichever one of these equals, nope, there it is. So 42 times 42 to the 3rd power which is still going to be that big number. Okay. Next. Let's see, that's 5.5, and that, let's see, 5.5, 27/9. 5.5, 27/9. List all the permutations of 4 objects, A, B, C, and D, taken 3 at a time without repetition. Okay, so you've got, okay, let me see if I'm reading this question right. List all the permutations of 4 objects, A, B, C, and D, taken 3 at a time. So that would be 4 permutation 3. So you take your handy dandy calculator, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I don't care about this, but they're showing you the actual, you got, okay, you need 3. So A, B, C, A, C, D, that's 3. B, C, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, C, B, D, D, A, D, A, B, D, A, C, and so on. Okay, so you have to take a piece of paper. It's kind of like girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy, you know, the sample space. You have to actually get a piece of paper, and you got to say, okay, I'm going to do the 3 with A first, and that would be A, B, C, and A, C, D. And you could do A, D, B, and A, D, C. And those are all, and you could do A, C, B, and A, C, D. I think I already did A, C, D. You have to write each one down. And I would probably say it's going to be that one right there because it's got a few, but it's either B or C. There we go. And usually it's the one with a little bit more because you can do DC. So that's the sample space. And now what is? So take your handy dandy calculator. And as I showed you in class, take your dang old 4 and math and probability and NPR and 3. Now, I got a question from a college algebra student, and they sent me a question, and they said, I don't know how to use the calculator. There was one problem with that question. Does anybody have any idea what the problem with the question was? Why I didn't answer it, or why I fussed at the student? Anybody know? No, that's not it. Yeah, that's close. I had gone over the question, the same exact question, with the calculator in class, and it's on the video. So what was that student telling me when they said they didn't know how to use the calculator with that question?
They wasn't paying attention.
They're not watching the videos when they miss class or whatever, or they wasn't paying attention or whatever the case may be. So, and I'm not saying that about this one. I just brought that up because of the calculator. Anyway, that's how you do it. Miss Hicks, does that help you?
Yes.
And I hate to tell you that you have to write this down, but that's about the only way to do it. Unless you can sit there and just stare at those 4 letters and do it that way. You got to do A, B, C, A, C, D, A, D, B, A, D, C. And that's when A first. And then you do B, A, C, B, C, A, B, C, D, B, D, C. And that's when B starting first. And then C, C, A, B, C, B, A, C, B, D, C, D, B. And then D. D-A-B, D-A-C. D-B-A, D-C-A. And I think there may be one more in there that I left out. That's why you got to write them down. Is this a test question? It could be. And the only reason I would like this question is it's straightforward. It's just asking you for the sample space and then the actual permutation. Okay? All right, so that's those questions. And there's a 4.2 question. You can tell that's not from this class, but you can tell I put dates because people are starting to do the homework. Can you believe that? Anyway, I'm not going over that one because that's chapter 4 and we're on 5.5 and that's another class. All right, so let's go to the handy dandy test. And here we go with the test. And like I said, I'll go over the same thing I went over last time. Make sure things are good at home before you get on the test. If there's a thunderstorm or sharknado or some kind of natural disaster outside, please do not try to take the test. Please do not wait until the last minute because your computer will explode and your house will fall in and Murphy's Law will hit and you will not get the test done. Please do not leave the test. Do not let the cursor go outside the test. It will send me a message that you clicked on the outside of the test. And that tells me that you might be going to the homework or going to another application to see how to do the problem. At least as a teacher, that's what tells me. And it will send me a message that says you clicked on the outside of the test. So please don't what when you contact me. Don't lie because I already know. So please just say, please give me access to my test. Okay, I'll let the first one slide. The second time you do it, I'm going to say something. The third time, I'm going to start deducting points. I've never had to do any of that because most people don't go outside the test when they're told not to. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you the test, what it looks like on your side. Quizzes and tests. And there she is. And look what it tells you. It tells you the date. It tells you when it's due on that date. It tells you how many minutes you have. And it tells you how many attempts you have. So there's 3 questions right there that y'all are always going to ask on the day of the review. When you click on it, it's going to tell you that again. It's going to tell you you have 37 questions. Now remember, 14 of those questions are bonus questions. So you really got what? 23 questions. And you have until the 7th at midnight. You have 3 attempts and you have 90 minutes. This test will take you 45 minutes. Okay, on average, that's how long students take to do the problems that I picked. On average, it takes 45 minutes. So you have an extra 45 minutes to take the test. Everybody has that extra 45 minutes. And you hit start test and you get going. But I'm going to go through the teacher's edition because that way we can check the answers as we go. And I'm going to do that. And you can see the test. Okay, I'm not going to do all the questions, but I'm going to do most of them. When does the homework terminate? Toward the end, just like right now. I've already set the termination date for the homework. So all you procrastinators can start doing your homework tonight with chapter 4. Next. Okay, it's not supposed to bunch them up like this, but this is preview. This ain't the way it actually, this is teacher's side. What does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam? No way, no how. A lottery exists. Here we go. We're going to do this one because it's quick. A lottery exists where balls numbered 1 through 22 are placed in an urn. To win, you must match the 4 balls. Okay, I thought it said 5. Did it say 4? 4 balls are numbered 1 to 22. Okay, you must match 4 balls. There's telling you. In the correct what? I just highlighted that. I need somebody. Order. What does order mean? That means I want y'all to say what order means. You know it's a 5.5 question because it's lottery. And I told you that you would have a lottery question. 5.5 is factorial, exponents, permutation, and combination. So what is order? I know somebody wrote it down because I told you to write it down. Look back in your notes on 5.5. What does order mean? Okay, you got a 25% chance. I told you, again, that 5.5 is exponents, factorial, permutation, and combination. Which one of those 4 represents order? Are y'all telling me that 11 people did not write down what I told them to write down? Because I know I covered it. Did we cover the lottery question? Okay, nobody's going to talk.
Is it permutation?
Thank you, Miss Hicks. I appreciate you being on ball and being, interacting with me. Thank you. Yes. Permutation. I don't know why nobody else could say that, but I'll just shut up. So we're going to do a permutation, and that's going to be 22 permutation 4. Now, they're asking to win, you must match the 4, and it's a lottery. So I'm assuming they're asking you that you bought a ticket because it says to win. This is where I don't like these questions. I like for the questions to say you buy a ticket or you buy 10 tickets. But this one doesn't say anything. So it says to win. So I'm going to assume that you buy a ticket. So that means I'm going to do 1 over 22 permutation 4. Let me turn this resolution down, please. There. So I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to do 1 divided by, well, I'm going to go ahead and do the permutation first. So 22 math, probability, permutation, 4, enter. And that is my probability. So that's going to be 1 over 175, 560. And if you want to get the decimal, then just take 1 divided by second answer. And that's going to be 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, sorry. 5, and then 5, 6, 9, 6. I'll write it again just so it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 9, 6. So I don't know what they want, so I'm gonna go back. I I'm going to type in the denominator because they didn't say you buy a ticket. No, I'm going to type it in 1 over 175, comma, and I've done noticed on some of these tests, you better put a comma because it'll mark it wrong. I was doing a test yesterday for a class, and I forgot to put a comma in a big number, and they marked it wrong. So anyway, check answer. Okay, so I'm going to type in the denominator. So I'm going to get rid of the fraction. 175, 560. That's it. So see, that's not, to me, that question is deceiving. Okay, but to win, you got to buy a ticket. So that, okay, this might be where they get out of it. How many possible outcomes are there for this game? That's where they get by with it. Okay, they don't usually have this. Usually they say, what is the chance of winning? That's where, okay, so how many outcomes is the denominator? Okay, so I wish they would just take that to win out. If they would take that to win out, everything would be okay. All right, next. Suppose that events are independent. What is probability of E and F? Keyword and. Somebody tell me what law we're going to use with this problem. It's got a keyword.
Multiplicative.
Good job. Thank you. Who was that? Miss Stewart. Thank you. I appreciate your interaction. So that's going to be 0.4 times 0.9. Let's see. I think I can do this. This is, let's see, I don't need my calculator. That's going to be 36. And that's going to be, let's see, probably 3.6. Y'all are impressed, aren't you? I did that without a calculator. 3.6. Or 0.36. It's 0.36. Should be 0.36. I don't know. Let's see. Because you can't have a probability over 1, so it'd have to be 0.36. There we go. 0.36. That question I love to put on the test because students miss it. Why do they miss it? Anybody have an idea why they miss it? Because it's so simple. I guarantee you some of y'all are saying, golly, that's all you have to do. Yep, that's it. All you got to do is read the key word that I told you to look for, or and. That's 5.3, multiplicative law. I told you I like to put short and sweet questions on here. I don't like to put the wordy questions. The data below are the ages and annual pharmacy okay, somebody got a typo there, so this must be a new question. That's a typo. In dollars, pharmacy bills in dollars of 9 randomly selected employees. So this is 9. Calculate the linear correlation. So that's pretty simple. Copy in Excel. This is the best way to do it. If you can do Excel, it's the best way to do it, or you type it in your calculator. And here is the data. I'm going to make it bigger. Go ahead and be typing it in your calculator if you don't have Excel. There you go. And I'll show you how to do it in Excel. I meant the calculator because I'm I don't know why I do it. I shouldn't. But anyway. especially to a class that don't like to talk to me. I should just let y'all do it on your own. And no comment. Y'all like doing this to me? Is that what y'all do? Y'all get a thrill out of not talking in my class? Is that what it is? Yeah, Hubert, that's what it is. We want to make you mad. I figured that's what it was. We don't like you either, Hubert. I thought so. And we just weaned on a pickle. I figured that was part of it too. I should just be like the other teachers and be weaned on a pickle myself. But I can't do that. I can just imagine y'all's classes. Fun, fun, fun. Y'all probably talk in the other classes, don't you? Yep, I figured you did. I got one extra. 119, 123, 126, 134, 145. I got an extra 148. 151, 153, and 155. Now, the only one that's, I can understand why she's not talking is Miss Eves, because her dad may be around. Right, Miss Eves? Okay.
No, I'm not laying.
Your dad or your work?
I'm laying in my bed.
Oh, okay. So your dad don't know that you're in class?
No, he just left for work.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's so quiet.
Yeah.
That was funny. All right. So anyway, so now I'm going to over here. Okay, we'll do it on here. So I'm going to do I don't have to draw it because I don't think they're asking for it. So I'm just going to hit, I had to leave for class on campus. Okay, class, what time is class over? 9 o'clock? Okay, go ahead. I think I've already got you, Miss Glenn. Okay, so here we go, and that's going to be, and we'll finish going over this test probably Monday. So anyway, hit stat, calculate, and linear regression. Make sure your diagnostic is on so you don't cut off your R, and there it is. Over here, I'm going to hit, I'll put it back on the calculator in just a second. Insert. There we go. Add trend line. Display R. Move that over here. Make it bigger. And R is equal to equals 0.921 raised to the 0.5 power. And let's see what the calculator got. Calculator says y equals 1.487x plus 58.997. That's what they got. And R is 0.95968. 0.95968. Ding! We're good. So I'm going to pull up my handy dandy question. And I'm going to type in, or 0.95, it says 3, so that'd be 0.960. And we feel good about ourselves. Okay, I'm going to keep going up until 9 o'clock. So if you have to leave, I think there's only 2 people. I think I've sent Miss Hicks already sent an email on you. because I can't put in attendance today. I don't know Are y'all still there?
Yes.
Thank you. My power went off. I'm sorry. It cut off for like a split second. Did anybody else's power turn off? Well, I don't know why. Maybe somebody hit a tree or something. I don't know. Let me get back to what I was doing. I'm sorry. And the recording is still going, so I guess everything's okay. Can y'all can't see my screen. I'm gonna try to do one more question and then we'll go from there. Give me a second to get everything back to where it was. Everything just went blank. And put this back up and move this back over. Okay, I'm just going to, you're currently offline. Duh. Okay, let me see if I can get back. It's done kicked me out of the test. No, there it is. Okay, so we got that one. Let's go to the next one. And I've only got 3 minutes, but okay, compute the linear coefficient. That's the same type question. I'm going to skip that one and see if we can't get another question that's different. Okay, he awards me extra points. Okay, here's the question that gets students. It says go through and pick the real probability situation. So the first one says 1/4 plus 1/4. I'm going to have to squeeze this over here. There. First one says 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4 and 1/4. Well, all those are between 0 and 1. And what happens when you add them all up? What do you get?
1.
You get 1. Good. So that checks. 0, 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, so that checks. Uh, 2/7, or sorry, 2/14, 2/14, 5/14, and 5/14. Well, 5, that's 10, and 4, that's 14/14, which is 1, so it checks. What's wrong with D?
The negative?
Negative. Good job. I'll put that in red. Negative 1/3. And you can't have a negative probability. You can't have a probability above 1 either. That's a no-no. 1/7, 1/7, 1/7, 1/7. Yes or no? Well, you got a 50-50 shot. We got 1 minute. Somebody give me a yes or no. Somebody give me a yes or no on 1/7, the 1/7, the 1/7, and 1/7.
No.
No, good job. Why, Miss Griffith? Do you know why?
They don't add up to 1.
They don't add up to 1. Thank you. And the last one is 1/22, 7/22, 7/22, and 7/22. Yes or no? Yes, because it equals 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22/22, which is equal to 1. So your answer is A, B, C, and F. A, B, C, and F. And check. And that's going to stop us today, which we went over 9 questions. So we'll finish. We'll do it again Monday, and this is all we'll do. So I'm going to get out of this. get out of this, and I want to go see if anybody else came in on the attendance tracker. Of course, I can't change it. I got to email student records. I don't know why they do that, but why does Tri-County do what they do? So, and stop recording.